All right, this is going to be a video for notes 106. Actually, I'm going to break this up into two videos. So this video, we're going to do converting between radians and degrees. And then in the second video, I'm going to get into the unit circle. So for this video, radians and degrees. So first things first, what are radians? What are degrees? They're both measurements of angles. That's all it is. So it's no different than saying things like, oh, I could measure your height in feet versus I could measure your height in inches versus I can measure your height in centimeters. You're still the same height, okay? So how do they compare? Well, degrees, there are 360 degrees in a circle. In radians, that is equivalent to 2 pi. All right, so 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. Now, the conversion that we always use is to take what we just wrote down, right? 2 pi is equal to 360 and chop it in half. So pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So what we're going to be doing is using this conversion, right? Pi is equal to 180 degrees to convert from degrees to radians or radians to degrees. So let's say, first set of problems here, I'll go ahead and do these three. We want to convert from degrees to radians. So all of these problems are degrees, right? Degrees, degrees, degrees. And the idea here is I want to use that conversion, but I want to make sure that the degrees cancel and the radians go on top. So the degree here is going to cancel out the degree here. Now, not the number necessarily, but just that symbol is going to be gone, right? So degrees and degrees gone, and I'm left with 30 pi over 180. Now, I know that can be reduced. So let's go ahead and I'll pop a calculator up here and I'll also shrink it down just a touch, okay? So in my calculator, I'm going to do 30, don't include the pi, all right? So 30 over 180. Decimal, love that, but we're going to convert it to a fraction, and that is going to be 1 over 6. So this is going to turn into pi over 6 radians, okay? So if you were to put pi in your calculator, you'd get some really wacky decimals that you'd never be able to convert back to fractions. So for 45, we're going to do the same fraction setup, all right? In order to cancel out the degrees, I need the degrees in the denominator, pi in the numerator. So this becomes 45 pi over 180. So in the calculator, 45 divided by 180, and convert that to a fraction. So that's going to be 1/4. So this is going to be pi over 4. All right, because when you take 1 times pi, you just get pi. All right, keeping on moving on here, we got 60 degrees. So same exact fraction setup, 180 degrees to cancel those out. So 60 pi over 180. So 60 divided by 180. Enter, math, enter, enter. All right, so that's going to be pi over 3. Okay. And I'm just going to keep scrolling around, scrolling over, I guess I should say. 120 degrees. The conversion hasn't changed, right? 180 degrees in the denominator to make the degrees cancel. All right, I missed it. So degrees and degrees cancel each other out. So we're left with 120 pi over 180. So 120 over 180. Lovely decimal. Make it a fraction. 2/3. So 2 pi over 3. Keep on going. Last one here. So this is going to be 270 degrees. To make the degrees cancel, 180 in the denominator. So 270 pi over 180. So 270 over 180. All right. And 3 pi over 2. Okay. So all fine, all dandy, all wonderful. That is converting from degrees to radians. You do pi over 180. Now, if we want to convert from radians to degrees, we're going to use the exact same conversion. It's still pi is, this is a true statement, pi is equal to 180 degrees, okay? Now, in order to make the radians cancel here, right, when I do this conversion, I want pi in the denominator and the degrees in the numerator. So those pi's will cancel out, 180 degrees over 6. So 180 divided by 6, that is, hey, look, 30 degrees, which should look familiar from the first part when you did it. Okay, let's see what happens with pi over 2. Conversion isn't changed, right? We want pi in the denominator this time and the degrees in the numerator, right? That way the answer is in degrees. So 180 degrees over 2. This one I don't even need to put in the calculator. That's 90 degrees. 180 divided by 2. Okay. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So let's see, 2 pi over 3. So times this by 180 degrees over pi. Pi cancels. So if I multiply across now, I've got 2 times 180. So that's 360 degrees divided by 3. And let's see, 360 divided by 3, 120 degrees. Okay. Keep on going. So 3 pi over 2, we're going to put pi in the denominator, 180 degrees in the numerator. So pi and pi cancel. I don't know off the top of my head what 3 times 180 is. It is 540. So 540 degrees divided by 2. So divided by 2, that is going to be 270 degrees. I think there's one more. There is one more. That's 2 pi. And so if we do our conversion here, this is 180 degrees over pi. Pi cancels out. 2 times 180 is 360 degrees, which is the original conversion that we talked about for the equivalency between radians and degrees. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close the video here and get into, like I said, the unit circle part of this note sheet in a different video. But as always, please let me know if you have any questions or concerns.